Is that
I have
Jackie? Yeah.
I have a question. So one thing I struggle with is whether, and I don't know whether you can comment on this or not, or whether you know the right answer either, but whether or how much to push the kids to practice outside of team practice or to follow their lead. You know, a lot of the answers to these things are, hey, you should be practicing on your own.
Yeah.
But if they're not asking to go practice, should we be telling them like, hey, you need to go practice? Or do we let them lead that and ask to
Yeah.
go do that? I don't really know
Yeah.
what to do in this
Yeah.
situation.
It, and you're probably not going to like my answer, which is it depends.
Okay, fair enough.
It
Yeah.
totally depends. I think it starts with asking your kid, what are their goals? Like, what are they
Mhm.
wanting out of softball or out of sport? And if their goals are just fun, having a good time, then those expectations should be different. But
Mhm.
if they're saying, I want to pursue this, like I want to make a travel team, or I want to make the starting lineup, or those types of things, then as a parent, what you want to try to do is create some awareness of what they're saying they want and the work
Mhm.
it takes to get there. And then asking them, do you think that you're doing the work that's required to get to that point? Um, and so in the psychology world, it's kind of it's a tactic of creating disparity of what they're saying they want
Mhm.
and where they currently are in relation to that, and helping them
Sure.
see that there's a difference. And okay, if
Makes
there's a
sense.
difference there, if you say you want to be elite, or you say you want to just you're trying to earn a spot in the starting lineup, what do
Mhm.
you think it takes to do that?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then, I mean, you could of course guide.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't want to be pushy and push.
Yeah.
But then I feel like that your kid can fall behind really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a tough line, tough thing to balance.
Yeah. And I will say that like what they're doing at 10 years old is not necessarily gonna impact, what they're doing at 18 or 22.
Yeah.
But if you can help them learn, as long as you're highlighting this idea of, hey, if you want to be good at something, you're going to have to work at it.
Mhm.
So you tell me, kiddo, is this something you want to be good at? And if the answer is yes, okay, well, you got to work.
Right.
And saying like, how can I help you work on this? Do you want mom to remind you every day? Um, so some of that, of course, you can be a parent. Like if it were homework, you'd be like, good, do your homework. Right. So
Right.
if you can even think about, maybe this is a conversation between you and your kiddo of like, what's their softball homework? And
Right.
if they're committing to getting good at softball, then okay, well, what's your homework? We committed to, hey, 20 minutes a day. You got to go do some extra stuff, or 3 times a week you do 30 minutes of something, right? Um, and so I think if you can help them see that it's the homework, that you don't just magically get good by going to practice once a week. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
um, but yes, also ultimately, I know that's a hard balance as a parent of like this idea of they're a kid and they don't necessarily understand the second and third order effects of their current behaviors. So as much as you can take it from I know, like just informing them of like, hey, if you don't do the work, you might not earn the starting position that you want. Are you okay with that? And if they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, and then I'm not going to bug you. But
Sure. Fair enough.
yeah,
Okay,
so
that's helpful. Yeah.
yeah, as much
Okay.
as you can, whatever they've told you they want, if you
Mhm.
can help them see, okay, well, the only way to get what you want is to do insert, you know, relevant behaviors here. So
Cool. Thanks.
yeah,
Yeah. Great.
awesome, great question.